Hello everybody, XP Gamer here. This time we're talking about everyone's favorite overall clad plumber. That's right, it's Mario. Nope, sorry Luigi. We're leaving you in the dust once again. Anyways, whether you're a fan of the guy or not, you've definitely heard of Mario. And if you haven't, where have you been for the past 30 years? Like, come on. So the original Super Mario Bros. Was released in 1985, and that's where we commonly say he started, but he started before that in a game called Donkey Kong, and before that on a game called Mario Bros. Simply Mario Bros., not Super Mario Bros. Or any of that. But we most commonly know him from Super Mario Bros., the most successful game on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the system that single-handedly saved gaming. So whether you like him or not, you definitely heard of him, and a lot of the game mechanics that you see nowadays actually started in one of Mario games. But anyways, today I'm talking about the top 12 Mario games. Not 10, because there were 2 that I just knew I had to put in this, and I wasn't gonna let them make no honorable mentions list, they just had to make it. Few things before we get started. Obviously, there will be spoiler alerts. Second, this is my opinion. And third, don't hate me, because I know what games Nintendo fans hate. And a lot of them I like. So, just don't hate me, okay? But don't worry, I'm not that bad. It's not like I'm putting Sticker Star in, because that's... Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. Top 12 Super Mario Bros. Games. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, considering I'm only 13, this game was pretty much my childhood. It was actually the second Mario game I ever played. First was Mario Kart Wii, but this is the game that really got me hooked. I would play every day after school, and I just tried so hard to beat it, and I gave up on the final level, went back about 2 years later, and finally beat it. This game was just so memorable to me, and I definitely think it's hands down the best of the new Super Mario Bros. Series. It has great music. The bosses weren't all that creative or anything, but I mean, they aren't really a lot except for New Super Mario Bros. DS. That's really the only New Super Mario Bros. Game with creative bosses, besides all the Bowser Jr. fights over and over and over. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. Wii has a special place in my heart, and that is exactly why I am doing a co-op Let's Play of it. So I may get a little hate for this one, but at number 11 is Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. This was one of the most memorable Mario and Luigi games for me. It had a lot of great music and great bosses, great areas, great mechanics, just great everything really. And really, it's just overall a great game. It does have a lot of glitches. In fact, I literally did a whole glitch speedrun of this game. Not a speedrun, but like a glitch playthrough of this game. And I swear, once I got past the intro to the game, at least every 5 minutes I was doing another glitch. But glitches aside, this is a top 10, not showing you how to do glitches. Paper Jam was really memorable. It has that awesome, funny Mario and Luigi dialogue that you always expect, just so much better, and I really love it. Number 10 is a co-op game, and it's pretty much only played, well, I completely lied right there. It's like almost all single player. Well, unless you want it to be. Anyways, Super Mario Sluggers, or Mario Super Sluggers. I know there are 2 of them. The one for the Wii, because that's the only one I played. It has a lot of great characters, and it's just the main game I always play with my friends. It's extremely fun, and chances are, every time I play it with someone, we're gonna end up being mad at each other by the end. But it's a great co-op game. Great game you should play with your friends, along with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It has loads of characters, a pretty good story mode for a baseball game, and yeah, it's just really, really fun. I play it like almost every time a friend comes over, and almost every time we get mad at each other, but we always get together in the end. Number 9, Super Mario 3D World. After I played 3D Land, I was expecting quite an easy adventure, even though 3D Land wasn't exactly the easiest game. But 3D World was definitely not that easy adventure I was looking for. It started off pretty easy, but every once in a while I'd find myself so stumped on a level, to the point where I started raging and getting really mad. But it was always really fun, even when I was mad. It has great music, memorable levels, a memorable world map, memorable bosses, pretty much memorable everything. Also, you can play with 4 players, so that's always a good sign. Always a good sign, playing a Mario game with 4 players. Definitely not like it'll end up getting everyone mad at you in the end. On to number 8. Number 8, we're going old times now, baby. I just said it wrong. Wait, no I didn't. Super Mario RPG. This game, developed by both Nintendo and Square Enix, had some very memorable bosses and characters overall, including Geno and Mallow, and a bunch of weird Toad guys, including a Toad composer, a weird tadpole dude, a Wario ripoff, and a talking cake. That's pretty much all you could ask for in terms of character variety. And sure, it isn't the longest in the Mario RPGs, but it was the first Mario RPG, and it certainly set up a great battle system, a great everything for the next RPGs to follow by and come through. Also, great music once again. Number 7, and I may get hate for putting this so low on the list, but hey, at least it's on here, right? I mean, it's on everyone's, it has to be here. Number 7, Paper Mario. Now, obviously, I don't have any nostalgia from this game or anything, because like I said, I'm only 13. But when I played this game, which by the way was after, or no, never mind. I played this game before the 1,000-Year Door. It was just amazing. Especially, I can imagine how good everyone must have thought it had to been for the N64 era. Great music, great bosses, an amazing story, definitely a step up from Super Mario RPG. And just amazing everything. The battle system was beautiful and amazing. The graphics were great, well, for its time, obviously. The bosses were memorable, characters memorable, just like any Mario RPG should be. Sicker Star could kind of learn something from these games. But yeah, just like almost everything is great about this game. There's no problems I have about it. And it generally was puzzling too. It always got me stumped. And I liked how it kind of had technically its own boss levels. Like, for an RPG like on Super Mario RPG, you just kind of went wherever. Well, not really, but like, you got what I mean. But, Paper Mario had its own like boss levels. Like, you had Dry Ruins, which was kind of like a dungeon. The Koopa Fortress, kind of had, hang on, I haven't played this game in a while, so, you had the Shy Guy's Toy Box, which was technically its own dungeon, all in itself, and you had, the Crystal Palace, which was by far my favorite, and definitely the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most complex. Number 6, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And yes, I know, I'm putting this higher up than Paper Mario. and a lot of other games that people probably think they shouldn't be up from. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, with its loads of characters, 48 tracks, a new and improved battle mode, had to be on here. I've always loved Mario Kart games, and I honestly may have put Mario Kart Wii up here if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't have the improvement of a new battle mode, but it's just great. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. The battle mode is amazing. Everything about this game is amazing. The graphics, all the variety, everything. And the online mode, that's probably the only thing bad about it. It's really, really pretty bad, and I'm hoping they improve that with the paid online services. But besides that, it's wonderful. And I even got to battle with my favorite YouTuber. If you don't know who that is, PK Sparks, and I'll be sure to tag him in the description below just for like copyright and all that stuff. But yeah, I actually got to play with him, and that made me really happy, even though I only got to play for one round, then I got disconnected. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, great game. Number 5, another entry in the Mario and Luigi series. Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. This was the first RPG I ever played, and at the time, I didn't know what the phrase under-leveled was. So I made it all the way up to the mid-boss fight, the second one, the one in Fawful Theater, or Fawful's Castle or whatever. And yeah, I pretty much got my butt whooped. But I went again and played a few years later because I honestly just ended up quitting. And then I got stuck at the Trasher boss. And then I waited about a year, played the whole game again, still enjoying every single second of it because it has great story, great music, per usual for a Mario and Luigi game and a Mario RPG in general. And I made sure to kill every single enemy along the way, and I made it to the final boss and killed him. Great game. It had a wonderful ending, wonderful story, just like any Mario and Luigi game should. And did I mention you get to control Bowser and control Mario and Luigi while they are inside Bowser? No, I didn't? Well, that's something. Yeah. Also, you get to fight a boss to get Bowser's flames back. Woohoo! Also, you kind of go in his rump zone, as the game calls it, to revive him and make him really huge. Which is cool and all, except for the frickin' mold train, because I can't frickin' breathe into my DS to get the fire working. Number 4, another game you're going to punish me for being lower on the list than you think it should. Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door. The third Paper Mario game I played, and actually Paper Mario is the second Paper Mario game I played, I forgot about that. But it had great, just like I've said for almost every game so far, wonderful music, an amazing story, and Chapter 6 was pretty much just a train ride. So that's a thing. Also, the Glitz Pit. Yeah, wonderful. So, not only did it have a variety of different characters, just like normal, every single chapter was just so memorable. We had a Twilight Town, we had a floating island of fighters, we had typical old grassland. That's probably the only one that shouldn't seem memorable, but it still is because this game is amazing. We have black and white woods with a huge giant tree run by little puny things called punies. And hey, guess what else? We had the moon. So yeah, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, one of the best Mario games ever. I don't want to say it. Here comes the hate. Number 3, Paper Mario. Sticker stuff. No, I'm not that bad, I told you. Paper Mario Color Splash. Yes, I am that bad, though. This game had by far my favorite soundtrack of any Paper Mario game. And it was just so amazing. People don't give it enough credit. Like, just because it has Sticker Star's same battle system doesn't mean it's still a bad game. The writing and soundtrack were all amazing, and the gameplay, despite the battle mode, was still awesome. Like, it was so puzzling. Sometimes I even had to look up a guide to find out how to go through things. And I usually only do that on Zelda games, not Mario. But yeah, it's just amazing. Also, did I mention you get to fight a steak? Seriously. And you have to beat it in 3 turns or else it instantly kills you. A steak. You gotta put salt and pepper on it, you gotta sear the dang thing, you gotta hit it with a hammer till it's prime. Then you gotta grill it. And then you gotta feed it to Larry. That's right, Larry Koopa, the guy who tries to frickin' murder you on the top of a train. Also, yeah, there's another train, and it's speeding along while you're riding on top of the dang thing. Did I mention that? Yeah, so clearly you can tell I really like this game. It's amazing. The Koopaling bosses were all amazing and really creative, and the Bowser boss was kind of underwhelming, but still pretty good. And the ending, I actually cried a few times in this game. And I really wish they had more side quests though, because the only side quest I actually found, and I'm pretty sure it's the only one, was the Piper side quest. Which I'm not going to spoil anything too seriously for you, but basically the Piper side quest, you find all the Toads that used to be a gang together of friends, and you realize their friend Piper, who is a Patooey, has gone missing or something, I forget. But then, once you get the last Toad, then you realize Piper is, like, dead or something, and you have to go find a life seed for him, then you find the life seed, then something happens, I forget, I'm not even sure if I'm saying this in order, but Piper's all good, and then you find him playing outside of a giant Crimson Tower with a bucket on it. But yeah, this is a great game. I think I've rambled on about it for enough. Really great game, and I don't care how much hate I get for it. Number 2, you had to see this one coming also. Super Mario Galaxy 2. The only reason I like this one better than the first game is because, well, the first game had a lot of variety in galaxies, and really, I think it's perfect. It had great music, great everything. The reason I like Galaxy 2 better is because 1, I played it first, 2, it's everything the first one wasn't, even though the first one was pretty much everything. It had more galaxies, more everything. Also, you could play as Luigi. I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that in the first one. You might have been able to. I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong. But yeah, the bosses were great, especially the giant Doomsday Machine. Really memorable game. And if that's not enough to convince you that Galaxy 2 is better, Galaxy 2 has what Galaxy 1 was always missing. Yoshi. You think Color Splash at number 3 was bad? Sorry guys, gonna have to break it to you. My absolute hands down number 1 favorite Mario game is Super Paper Mario. I can already feel that subscriber count going down to 14. Super Paper Mario. So, normally, in Mario games, you have the generic 7 worlds. Grassland, desert, ice, beach, jungle, mountain, sky, sometimes volcano. Yeah, in Paper Mario games, they usually vary it up a bit with flying islands, towns covered in twilight, fields full of flowers, the moon. Yeah, they usually vary things up a bit. But Super Paper Mario varies things up in a whole new way. The first level of the first world is the generic grass plains you all know and love. Second level, and third and fourth, is a desert and ruins, so we're pretty much combining 2 worlds in one. Second world is a sunset bog with really cool lighting, which transitions into a haunted mansion. World 3 is pretty much 4 different places. It's plains, then it goes to an ocean, then it goes to a giant tree you have to scale, then to a geek's fortress. and all while being pixelated. World 4 is outer space. That says it by itself. World 5 is a huge, pretty much caveman land called Cragland or whatever. It's literally a land full of Homo sapien flowers and cavemen. World 6, my personal favorite in terms of music, in fact it's my outro music, well at least a remix version, Samur's Kingdom, a Japanese inspired kingdom that's literally 100 gates of fighting enemies. And if that's not cool enough, it gets engulfed by a void and completely destroyed midway through. World 7, literally video game hell, and then heaven. And what's weird, all of the 100 inhabitants of World 6 aren't in hell or heaven in World 7. Meaning that this game is also really dark. Anything that's destroyed by the void that the villain, Count Bleck, created doesn't just get destroyed or killed. It gets completely erased from existence. That's pretty dark. Like, that's darker than Luigi's Mansion. That could be as dark as Majora's Mask. And that is why I love this game so much. Not just because of the great gameplay, not just because of the music, not just because of the variety, but how dark this game is. There's so many deaths, so many sad moments, so many things completely wiped from existence. So many times where you don't think there's any hope. So many times where you don't think there's any hope, but then you prevail through. And so many times of heartbreaking sadness. And that is why Super Paper Mario is my #1 favorite Super Mario game. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Just letting you know once again, this is my personal opinion. So please don't hate me. Please. Please. Please don't hate me. I know that was pretty rough. This was my first top 10, and honestly, I'm still not even sure if some of those were even like my favorite. I've always had a hard time expressing my personal opinion on what I like better. Like, he'll be like someone will be like, hey, do you want pizza or a hot dog? And I'm like, gee, I don't know. And I'll think about, like, I've never been good at expressing my opinion. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with whatever I got for you next time. See you guys then.